Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and all others. Stephen here, or Boudreaux if you prefer. And anyway, we have some hobbit presents before we start heading towards Ered Luin. We have a silver to open for free, 50 virtue XP, and hope for 9 minutes. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's head to Ered Luin. Now, first we'll use our milestone. Over to Mickle Delving, and as soon as I get to Ered Luin, we'll reset it to Celendum, because I'm going to start over where the Elves start, and I'm going to maybe try and make this its own quest for the Elf, the quest that just pertain to the Elves, and then we'll head over to the Dwarf side, and we'll kind of work towards the middle in Gondaman to where we'll have played both stories. So anyway, we're going to be heading towards Celendum, which I used to call Celendum, but it's an American thing. We call them the Boston Celtics, but I think any proper Englishman would probably look at us and say, "No, it's Celtics, dude." I don't know if they'd say "dude," but I'm sorry, my dear sir, but it's Celtics. Anyway, we have a stable master pickup.
How can I be of service?
And we have, let's jump on our own horse. Our not so high horse. That's for hobbits. Okay, and this is, if you ever played a normal elf starting character and you end up coming out of your tutorial, you will end up about right here or so. Looking at Eileen. Eileen? Okay, don't know how you pronounce her name.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
She looked pretty, though. As I said, I'm sorry to intrude upon your reflection. You said that to me? Anyway, but perhaps you can speak to Cardivore and Celendum proper. He seems quite worried about something, and from what I know of the tales of your bravery, you may be able to help him. You may find him by the piers not far from here. Okay, so anyway, just to kind of take a look at our quest log here. And we've got to visit Hank Stacer's farm. That's our first Barlin Moon Butter quest. We'll have 3 of them by the time we're done. We have an intro quest to go to Breland. We'll get that when we get to Breland. And yes, also another Shire to Breetown quest. That would be our second to last Shire quest, because there's another one we haven't done. But anyway, so that's on the epic line. And let's jump on our horse again. I don't even know what we got off, to tell you the truth. Okay, now on the way to Cardivore, we see Luin, the Glade Watcher, who is the barter merchant. So if we
may I help you?
If we had some tokens of salutations still left, we would spend them here, but the elves would get those and spend them here. We've already done that particular quest.
You may be of service to me.
But he has another quest called In Defense of the Forest, a level 6 quest. Our time is closing in this land. Soon we will be but legend and memory to the mortals who will remain upon these shores. While we are still here, however, we must do what we can to ensure that these lands remain safe and beautiful. The preservation of the land is why I have come to the port of Celendum. My brethren and I have been looking into recent events in a glade to the north. I am here to enlist any willing to go there and assist us in discovering the source of an infestation of sickle flies among the trees to the west and southwest of the port. If you are willing, remove the threat of the sickle flies from the trees and report to Overless and Ninhillith to the southwest. And we will get laying his bow for that. Not quite as good as our lucky short bow, but we could, yeah, it's good for selling. None of this other stuff, it's all level 6 stuff anyway, and we're level 13 now, so yeah, nope. Okay, so here's Cardivore. Ooh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to actually bump into you.
My heart cannot sing today.
Prologue. At the behest of Cardivore. Hello there. We've not had time to get acquainted. My name is Cardivore, and you are? Boudreaux.
Will you lend me your ear?
As as long as you give it back, I guess, afterwards. Anyway, prologue, unlike Averthal. I have heard that you are well traveled. Perhaps you have seen my son Averthal on your journeys. I received a message from him saying that he was coming from Dweland to visit, but he has not yet arrived. That is most unlike him. In his journeys here, he oft speaks with the travelers along the road and visits the Vale of Ninhillith with a friend of his, a dwarf named Athel. Athel watches the road and helps the few dwarf travelers who come to Kellendam. Perhaps Averthal is speaking to him now and has simply forgotten the time. Would you seek him? Head across the woods southwest of Kellendam to the Vale of Ninhillith. There is a small camp of elves there. If you do not find Averthal there, perhaps you will find Athel. If so, speak to Athel and see what news he may have of Averthal. Okay. So anyhow, let's just kind of ride around a little bit more, and I see a quest ring on up here. So let's see what that's about. Thinglair.
May Govannen, might you spare a moment of your time?
Hallowed ground. This is a beautiful land, is it not? I wandered it often in my youth, but places that were once fair have long since fallen into decay. Some of the older ruins have even become habitations for foul creatures that gnaw at the edges of our lands. My brothers and I have set to ourselves the task of cleansing a few of these places before we leave. To this end, I have in my possession a token given to me by Elrond Half-Elven long ago. It is imbued with a light that creatures of evil find painful to bear. The ruins of Thamgalair, to the west of Kellendam, have become infested with foul creatures. If you could slay any you find within and then place this token there, its light should keep them from slinking back into the night. I think they're going to repop because I kind of know how this RPG works, but you know, it's a level 8 quest and we'll take it on, and we have some pauldrons that we can sell. What we'll get for that. So anyway, there is a crafting area over here as well, and I do believe we may have some crafting to do. Let me pull up my crafting panel. So anyway, okay. I could be wrong. And I am. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we can do crafting again. So anyway, let's head up this way. Okay, so even though these quests may be different levels, so 2 level 6 and a level 8, we'll kind of take care of them all together. Anyway, here's the crafting area, kind of between the armory and this, what is it? The cooking area. There's a little path that will kind of lead behind into where we may find some of these sickle flies we're talking about. I see one over there, or I'm sorry, veil fly pests. Veil flies. Okay, that's what we're supposed to destroy. So. Okay, they go down fairly easy, since they are level 7 creatures and we're about twice their level. Okay. Sickle flies, all I see is wolves. Oh, okay. I need wolves. Am I going the right direction? Or no, I'm not. I'm supposed to be heading this way. Who? I normally have a better sense of direction than this. Ooh. Okay, so 4 more flies to go. Once again, I'm not in a hurry to kill these guys. I'm working on my skills, my guardian skills, so I can get those class trait points. Okay, so that's all 6 of them. We can go ahead and mount up now. Okay, so we have a new deed, Elf Ruins Exploration. So we found Ninhillith. We have to find Thamgalair, which we have a quest to actually go to with Hallowed Ground. Lamail's Vineyard, Dole Ring West, and the Ward Spire. Okay. So anyway, we see some quest rings over here. First one is Athel, our dwarf.
At your service and your families.
Nay, I'm still here waiting for Averthal. He requested I meet him here at the Vale of Ninhillith and has yet to arrive. I meant to enter the Vale myself, but the elves bade me not enter, and being that Averthal is not here to speak for me, I dare not risk angering them. I am sorry that I cannot be more help to you or Lord Carnivore.
Welcome. You've come at a most fortuitous time.
Prologue, Averthal's favorite haunts. It's not like Averthal to be late, at least not without sending word, nor to put aside his usual habits. Still, he has spent much time in contemplation in recent days. When Averthal desires solitude for quiet thought, he spends much time beneath white trees in this vale. Perhaps he is amongst them now, unbeknownst to anyone. Would you go there and find him? I would, of course, but I shall not defy the will of the elves. So, let's see. They won't let a dwarf go in, but they'll let a hobbit go in. We're still outsiders too. That makes sense to me. But anyway, he says, make your way into the Vale of Ninhillith and search for any signs of Averthal. I pray you find him hale and hearty, but if not, perhaps you will find some sign of him, even just his pack. Okay, so we get 5 simple rations, which... whatever. Anyway, we got Overloss here, which we have to turn the Defense of the Forest quest into.
What can I do for you?
Megavanen. Leonin had you fighting back the sickle flies? Good. It has become necessary to drive them out of the forest, lest they kill the trees. Your aid will be welcome here, Boudreaux. There is much to do. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take your bow so we can sell it. Okay, and we have a new deed assigned to us, Ally of Ered Luin. We have to complete quest within Ered Luin. This is the first of 3 quests. In this case, we have 10 to complete. I believe the second level is 20 and the third is 30. But anyway, we get 10 LOTRO points, 2,000 virtue, and 300 experience with Thornsaw, which is kind of weak in my humble opinion. Well, it is the first of 3. The next one's probably 500 and the last one's 7. Whatever. Anyway,
Stay a moment.
Trouble at Ninhillith. Your arrival heralds a time of hope. We have yet to discern what caused the wolves to empty into this valley. Perhaps with your assistance we will soon learn the reasons behind the invasion. The 2 other glade wardens here, Glavrolin and Helhathel, will explain the task that I have set before them. See to their request and earn their favor, and you shall have mine. Okay, so we'll get a nice little helmet to sell. And...
Mind my words, traveler.
Wood for Wine, level 6 quest. Our efforts here are to recover the land from this new threat. That is clear. We are also here at the behest of our kinsmen. In Kelendam, there is a vintner who wants only to make a final offering to store enough wine to survive our journey to the west. I have offered to recover enough wood to build such a cask. You will need to search the wood in this vale for wood that has not been spoiled by the sickle flies or the wolves. Return to me when you've collected enough sturdy pieces of wood, and I will grant you my favor. So we have 5 pieces of wood to collect.
Mind my words, traveler.
Okay. Megavanen, Guardian. I overheard your discussion with Overloss and hope that you are willing to assist us. This vale was once a place of inspiring beauty where we could come and commune with nature. It has fallen far from those days since the incursion of these wolves. It is unclear where the wolves came from or why they chose to dwell in this valley, but it is clear that they must be removed to ensure that nature can return to its balance. Enter the valley and destroy the wolves to ensure the future of the valley. Return to me when you've completed this task, and you will have earned my favor. Yeah, we have 6 wolves to kill. Okay. So, actually, I'm kind of surprised that these guys are actually still green, and that they're not. Come on, fight! How to do that? I'm surprised that these guys are still green and not gray. So, anyway, we have a new quest behooved upon us. That's a horrible word, horrible wording. But anyway, I believe we picked up a collar which opened this quest. Looking closely at this crude collar, you can see that this is not the handiwork of elves or dwarves. Perhaps Overlost will be able to discern some measure of insight from the collar. You should deliver it to him at the elf camp on the northern edge of Ninhilith. You mean like there, maybe? Okay, anyway, we will get our choice of Athelas essences or celebrant salves, 5 of them, and we're about equal there, so I don't know, I'd probably choose the Athelas over the celebrant. Okay, so... And we have a new deed bestowed, Enmity of the Wolves. We need to kill 50 wolves in order to get 5 LOTRO points and the skill Stoop for a Stone, which grants us a short-range attack, 10 combat damage, and a 3-second daze, 100% break chance on damage after 1 second. Requires that we actually equip it as a trait in the trait panel. In the middle here, we have our hobbit traits, and we already have hobbit stature equipped from doing the Enmity of the Spiders deed thingy. So, okay, let's, while we're talking iron collars, we'll just go ahead and talk to Overless here.
What do you need?
I know this handiwork. It is the handiwork of goblins. We must inform the others in Kellendam. If the goblins have grown this aggressive, then we must do what we can to drive them back from our homes. Okay, and see, yes, I need to select my Athelas.
Will you lend me your ear?
And we're given a level 6 quest called A Word of Warning. We cannot let another moment pass without informing others of the arrival of the goblins. Perhaps Lord Doranger's protection is weakened as we make our way to the shores to depart, or perhaps the enemy grows stronger faster than we expect. Regardless, Boudreaux, excuse me, we must send word back to Kellendam and my superior there. Quickly, return to Leonin, the Glade Watcher at Kellendam, and tell him of what you have found. You will find Leonin at the docks in Kellendam, northeast of this vale. Yes, I've met him already. Thank you for giving me directions. Let's kind of look at our quests here. Yes, Hallowed Ground being kicked off is a good thing. So we got these level 6s. So let's get back to killing wolves, but also picking up some wood and maybe looking out for that pack. So yes, as I press delete, I find some wood. Okay. And you know what? Let's not pass up killing wolves wherever we find them because, you know, enmity and stuff. I'm going to waste that shield swipe. I will. Come on. Come on. Come on. Looks like I didn't want to kill that dude. Okay. Let's see. occasionally you find rotten timbers. I was surprised that I didn't actually find more rotten timbers than I actually did, but anyway, we completed that objective. Spending a little bit of time here kind of pressing delete because I'm looking for that backpack. And I figured I would have seen it already, but where's that sucker? Now I'm curious. It's getting curiouser and curiouser. Come on, backpack. Where are you? Backpack. Backpack. I know, backpacks can't talk or hear. You don't have to tell me that. So where is this damn thing? There we go. Okay. There that sucker is. Okay, so we recovered the leather satchel. So apparently, Averless did not fare that well. Okay, apparently we have another player here, which is not good for actually hunting these things unless they want to actually party up with us. But you never know whether they're actually on these quests or not. So anyway, and there's another. So
How can I be of service?
nature calls once again from the veil, and I can feel its course through my being. We cannot rest on this virtue, but you have brought hope where there was sorrow. Boudreaux, you have earned my favor.
What can I do for you?
Yes, this wood will certainly do. This should please the cooper and the vintner both. The white ships will certainly now be supplied with the finest wine from Ered Luin. Okay, and you have another quest.
Stay a moment.
Cooper and cask. Now that you've collected the wood, I would ask one more favor from you, friend. The cooper in Kellendam, Brigadier, needs wood to craft his casks. I would ask that you seek him out at the highest levels of Kellendam, on the tiers of the crafters northeast of this location. Deliver the wood to him so that he may build a proper cask. Okay, and so we shall. So Overloss.
Megovanen.
You have done well here, Boudreaux. We will keep vigil here at Nenhilith. I think now you are needed elsewhere. We shall not soon forget all you have done for us here at Kellendam. So we will get your guard, which we can sell for 1 silver and 58 copper. So thank you. All right, and Athel.
I am at your service.
For the mainline quest. This is Aberthal's pack, I am certain. I fear that something untoward has befallen my friend. Please, take this to Cardivore and tell him that I will do whatever I can to help my friend, his son. Okay, so let's just kind of take a look at the quests here. Let's tack on Hallowed Ground, and let's see. We'll go ahead and add in the enmity as well, because I want to kill 31 more wolves before we leave here. And this will actually kind of help us towards our wolf deed for Ered Luin as well. So, come on. Okay, and apparently you guys are a little bit slow at their killing, so there are wolves here to actually kill. Red dot, where are you? Ass butt. Really? That's what you name your, whatever. Okay, so anyway, 31 more wolves. Oh, sorry, 21 more wolves. I say wasn't 31 what I started with when I said we needed to work on this. So anyway, we've completed Wolf Slayer. Okay, so now we have 60 more for the advanced deed, in which we get 10 LOTRO points, 30 marks, 2,000 virtue experience, and increased reputation, 700 with Thorns Hall. So we also have 5 LOTRO points. Been awarded the title Wolf Tamer, and yes, that's the deed we completed. So just kind of look at our virtue. Yeah, we're working on determination and okay, yeah, well, we didn't actually get any just for the normal deed. Okay. So let's get back to wolf killing. These guys apparently aren't here on the Slayer deed, so that's a good thing. Apparently they're still fairly low on the pecking order of what they're doing. They're probably doing the same thing that I'm doing, only not the enmity, so. Ooh, I need one nearby. I'm gonna miss out on that shield swipe again. Now, you know, stoop for a stone, it's worthless as a skill, but, you know, completionist. We'll complete it just to complete it. I'm never going to equip that thing, never going to use it. You know, I think that there's some much more important hobbit skills to use than that. In fact, I'm already using one of them with the +7 might. But it's cool. While we're still level 13, we'll have had gotten both of our level 13 enmities done. So. Okay, 2 more to go. Alright, kind of take a look at something here real quick. Okay, so Guardian's Ward, getting there, reactive block, shield swipe. Okay, retaliatory strike. Swept away. We only have 1 to do, so is it actually still going for the day? Let's see. There we go. That's it. Okay, so swept away is completed. Okay, so anyway. Take a look back here. Okay, so yeah, apparently the meta deed for swept away, we don't actually have it yet. We're not high enough level for it. Anyway, we've been awarded 10 LOTRO points. Okay, so with that done, take a look at our quests here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so closest is to actually go ahead and yes, go to Thamgalair. So let's do that. And I predict we're actually going to run into more wolves there. So, in which case you can say, well, wait, you know, we could have gone there and finished out that. Well, we also were working on our advanced Slayer deed, so. No, we didn't waste anything. This is something we need to do, so. Okay, and apparently we passed up the entrance. While I was talking. And these guys are kind of following me because that's where their quest line is actually leading them as well. So, they were following me, it looked like. What the hell? Okay, so, maybe try and beat them to the wolves before they get there. So we're here. Oh yes, and I see down there that Stoop for a Stone has actually been given to us, so well, I'll go ahead and I'm not even going to worry sliding, I'm just going to drag it off. Let's see what's over there. That's got to be a wolf, right? Can I get there from here? No. Oh, come on, dude. Took a roundabout route for that, didn't I? Okay, so anyway, we have a token to place somewhere around here, so I imagine that's it. It's stone table. So the token is placed, and now we need to deliver the wood to Brigadir and Calendum. Look at our inventory. Okay, yeah, looks like all junk. Okay, so in the crafting area is where we'll find Brigadir. That would be him. I make lots of barrels for the vineyard. It's northwest of here, through a break in the hills.
Nay, Gavan.
More wood? Excellent. I've been kept busy enough to think I may soon need assistance. You have my thanks for this delivery, Boudreaux. This wood will serve nicely as a cask for the elven wine.
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear?
Okay, so we have the level 7 quest, Need of a Cask. Excuse me. Excuse me. Guardian, if you would take a moment, I have a request of you. A dear friend to me, Brethelwen, spends her days tending to the grapes of Lemuel's vineyard to the north and west. She sent word to me not long ago that she required a cask for a special wine she wanted to present upon the white ships. I have crafted a cask for her, but need someone to take it to her, since the preparations for our departure keep me very busy. Would you take the cask to her? You will find her to the north and west at Lemuel's vineyard. Okay. So next we need to talk to Thinglair. Poor thing without a mount kind of reminds, well, actually two poor things without mounts. Kind of reminds me of, hold on, we passed up a quest there. Kind of reminds me of me on Guild Wars 2. I don't have a mount yet.
Mind my words, traveler.
So anyway, crafting, a terrace in Kellendam. Welcome to Falathorn, Boudreaux. You can see the harbor city of Kellendam up the hill to the northeast, and the refuge of Dweeland is further to the north. But I can see that you have a desire to fashion goods, to practice your ability to create things of substance and use. It is my recommendation that you visit my friend Gwaleth at the terrace overlooking Kellendam, where many useful and comely goods are fashioned. Go up the hill to the northeast into the city and follow the path to the left as it winds up the hillside, or go back up the staircase I just came down, maybe? Anyway, atop the stairs, follow the path southward to the terrace. Terrorist. Gwaleth will be pleased to help you learn how to begin your journey as a craftsman. Well, I've already begun, but thanks for offering. And since all we have to do is just go up the staircase rather than follow your directions. Okay, okay, there she is. There she is. Mebrithil sent you to me? You must be interested in learning a crafting trade then. Wonderful. Luin will be better for your efforts, my friend. Speak with the master of apprentices on this terrace, for he can help you choose a vocation in which to specialize. Vocation is a bundle of 3 crafting professions with overlapping skills. Choose your vocation with care, because you will expend a great deal of time and energy improving your skill with the professions under its purview. Once the master of apprentices has welcomed you to your chosen vacation, vacation. I could use a vacation. Be sure to speak with the supplier. She can sell you the tools of your trade. Every profession has its own tools, so be not overshy with your coin purse. The novices will be happy to sell you any recipes you might wish to have, though I can tell you now that you will already know how to make a thing or two. Equip the crafting tools you plan on using and find an appropriate facility. Kellendam has a forge, workbench, and oven available for your use, and begin practicing your skills. You will advance in your chosen professions as you practice and seek out the teachings of others in the field. I hope you will become a skilled craftsman, Boudreaux, and that it will bring you joy to you and profit to Ered Luin. Okay. So let's head on back down. We were going to talk to Thinglair, I believe, right? We got rudely interrupted by this Mebrithil dude, whatever. But on the way, here's Leonin, so let's talk to him.
Hail, friend, and well met.
This discovery is worrisome. I will see that this information is passed along to Lord Doringer at Dweeland. We would never have learned of this if not for you, Boudreaux. We are in your debt. So anyway, that's learning about the goblins. And
Sweet-eyed Melon, how may I
okay.
be of service?
So now we have Carnivore. Dude, sorry
The
about your
sorrows
son,
of the
dude.
Eldar are never ending.
But you know, I'm kind of hungry. I know you lost your son, but I'm hungry. Could you feed me? Anyway, this is Averthal's satchel. I'm certain of it. Do you see the pattern on the side? Averthal stitched that himself long ago. You bring me fell tidings, Boudreaux. You are sure there were no other signs of Averthal? Some sign that my son might be hiding nearby, safe from wolves or other dangers, but too far away to reclaim a satchel? Nay, that's a weak hope, and I must not trust to it. Some foe has brought down my son, my Averthal. That is the only answer.
Will you stay a moment and learn of my troubles?
So we have the level 7 quest prologue, The Wrath of the Elves. The goblins have slain my son, Boudreaux, and for that we will sweep them from Ered Luin. No goblin will take as much as 3 steps into these lands before we are there to greet him with sword blade or arrowhead. Go forth and slay goblins wherever you find them, and cry aloud the name of Averthal. I would have the foul creatures know whose doom has come upon them. While you were gone, word came to me that Lemael's vineyard has been defiled by goblins, led by a vile creature named Pamprosh. Seek out Pamprosh and his minions and slay them in the name of Averthal. Lemael's vineyard lies northwest of Kellendam. So we need to defeat Pamprosh, 6 defilers, 4 sentinels. And we have our choice between +5 fate or +5 might for earrings. I like that vitality earring that I've got, but I could replace that power with the might one. So even though we're dealing with the level 7 quest here, we're kind of light on our jewelry right now, so we could actually upgrade that. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, Thinglair. See. One thing I'm forgetting, and I could actually use this already, but
Greetings to you.
milestone. I need to change my milestone. Your news gladdens my heart, Boudreaux, but I'm eager to walk among the ruins as I once did, with the sky over my head and the sun on my face. The cool shadows cast by the walls will no longer be a reminder of the shadow in the east, but of respite and restoration. So we get your pauldrons to sell.
May Gavanen, might you spare a moment of your time?
Okay, my brother Calangil is staying at Dweeland, our refuge to the north. Like me, he also strives to restore the old places to their pristine state and may need your help. Follow the road from the high ground above Kellendam, then make your way north through a gap in the hills to reach the refuge. Okay, so anyway, yes. While I'm thinking about it, milestone. And the milestone should be over here somewhere, right? Yep. Okay, so are you sure you want to set this location as your new bind point for the return to Mickle Delving the Shire skill? This will replace the skill's current bind location of Mickle Delving the Shire. Yes. Okay, so next time I need to come back to Kellendam, I will use that. Maybe. Anyway, Lemael's Vineyard. We have 2 quests there. Let's take a look at our quest list. Yep, we're good. I was trying to remember that I needed to do a sell-off there. So anyway, one thing I'm remembering, Breathelwyn is actually a she barters. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and before I start into the quest, we'll do a sell-all and a repair. And now we'll start talking quest.
Sweet Melon.
Sweet Melon to you as well. Need of a cask. I only wish that this thoughtful gift from Brigadier did not arrive in such dire times. With the situation at the vineyard, I fear that the cask may go empty for our journey.
May Govanen, might you spare a moment of your time?
Gleaning the field. By this time of year, level 7 quest, by the way. Wow. Okay, I was supposed to get rid of stupid stone. Okay, there we go. By this time of year, most of the grapes have been picked and the wine already bottled. This is a very generous season, however, and many of the vines are still laden with grapes. I would welcome your assistance. Winemaking is not easy work, but performing this task will certainly add to your appreciation of the wine you drink. Harder still when nasty goblins find their way into the fields and drive you off. I think, though, you might be sturdy enough to aid me. If you would, gather the grapes from the vine still hale and hardy enough, and I will see that this cask is filled with the finest this vale has to offer. The vineyard is below us and further to the west along the stone path. Be careful of the goblins. They are particularly nasty. Okay, so we get some nice gloves for that. And you have another quest as well?
Greetings, friend. Will you lend me your ear?
A level 7 quest called A Rare Vintage. My friend, I wonder if I can ask you to undertake a task for me. It is bad enough that the goblins despoil Lomel's vineyard, but recently a party of the wretched creatures broke into an old wine cellar and stole a number of flasks of a rare and ancient vintage. No doubt the evil creatures have already drunk or destroyed most of the wine. But if you can recover any of the bottles from the goblins in this area, I would be deeply in your debt. You can find the goblins throughout Lomel's vineyard. I would not venture beyond into the Rath Tereg, however, as the goblins there are rather more dangerous. So we get some nice leggings for that to sell. Okay, so anyway, we actually have 3 quests to perform in this general area. So, here we go. Okay, so this gives us a new deed of Goblin Slayer. Okay, we have 30 goblins to slay for this, 5 LOTRO points, Guardian of Luin, and 500 reputation. So. Okay, yes, we don't need to use that sweep and cut anymore. Keep forgetting. Okay, so here's some vineyards, some vines rather. Yes, I must face the target, sorry. Okay, so we have 4 of 6. Kind of climb the stairs over here. Happen to know that Pamprosh is actually going to be this way, so. And somebody's attacking us from somewhere. Where are you? Come out and play. There you are. Don't want to get that copper deposit. Don't really need any copper. Okay, so there's 5 of 6 and This will be 6 of 6. After we kill this... Oh, when they say die, I'm like, you first. And there's Pemprosh. Okay, he went down easy enough. So all we have left is 2 defilers. And we still need to collect 4 flasks of wine. So they could be on any of these goblins. Oh, get back here. Apparently I had something else selected. Okay, so all we need is flasks, and we've completed the 3 quests in this area. So hopefully I can get those 3 flasks on the way up the hill back to Breathelwind. There's one of them, so there's 2 left. Still 2 left. Got a repop on that one. Okay, 1 left. Okay, hopefully you have it, Defiler. And you did. Cool, awesome. So with that, let's jump on horseback. Check my inventory because I want to make sure I'm not going over my sword sheaths or daggers. There's a reason why I'm saving these, and we'll find out why when we get to Gondaman eventually, pretty soon. Okay, so
Greetings to you.
very good. You've done all that I could ask. Thank you for your efforts. Those wicked creatures will learn better than to raid my wine cellars in the future. Well, thank you for the leggings. Okay, so we ended up completing, what is it? Defender of Ered Luin. So that's the first quest deed. So we've been given the second quest deed, which I'm sorry, we haven't completed a Defender. This is the second of them, anyway. The one we completed was actually Ally, and we've been given 10 LOTRO points for that. And
Sweet Melon.
very good, Boudreaux. Years from now, your efforts today will bring great joy to many. Hard work brings satisfaction, not just in winemaking, but in all things. Wow, deep, man.
You may be of service to me.
Okay, so now we get a level 7 quest, Return the Cask. All filled and ready for delivery. I would like to thank you for your assistance, Boudreaux, as I would not have been able to see the last of this harvest along without you. This cask is meant for another, however. I should like to see it sent along to my friend Brigadur. It is he who sent it to me. After all, why should he not have the finest wine of the valley? If you would, take this back to him at Kellendam. Follow the path to the east and turn to the southeast along the bridge. You will find him at the Crafters Market. And considering that he actually sent me here, yeah, I think I know where he's at, but thanks. Okay, so anyway, let's do a sell-off.
Hail, friend, and well met.
And a repair. Okay, so let's see. Return to Carnivore, return to Brigadur. Those are both in Kellendam, so I will actually use this milestone. And there's Carnivore.
The sorrows of the Eldar are never ending.
What is this? Pemprosh said that my son still lives? Averthal was not slain? My heart wants to believe, but believe the words of a goblin? Still, I cannot fathom why he would tell you this if it were not so. But if Averthal is alive, then his capture does not bode well. I fear that he will not live long while imprisoned by those outcast dwarves. They are no better than the goblins. Okay, so we're going to pick the might earring and actually wear it, I believe.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
I might. Okay, prologue, the Master of the Refuge. Level 9 quest, obviously main line. You have done so much for me already, Boudreaux, but there is still much that must be done if my son is to be restored. We have not had dealings with the dwarves for a very long time, and those are not pleasant memories. My people have had poor relations with the dwarves for years, and now there is news that one of them has aligned with some ancient evil. Dwarves are scheming and self-serving, not to be trusted. We must gather our strength to lay siege to the dwarves of Ered Luin and rescue Averthal from their clutches. But only Doringer Whitethorn, the master of Dweeland, has the authority to muster such a force. Bring him the news of my son, that he is alive, but a prisoner. We must strike at the dwarves before it is too late. Speak with Turan at the stable before you go. He will hasten you upon your journey. Okay. So, there is Turan by the stable master.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
And he has a level 9 quest called Leaving Middle Earth. Long have my brother and I dwelt upon these shores, and much have we seen in that time. Now the time has come for us to leave this place and sail into the west. My brother, however, does not see clearly and wishes to remain here. We have always dwelt together, and I could not consider a day in my life without his company and counsel. He is the cord which binds me to this Middle Earth. While he is of mind to remain, I am forced to wait for him. If you would, go to Dweeland and see if you can convince Bragar to join me here at Kellendam. It is time we begin our journey. The refuge is north along the road. Okay, so let's see what popped up while we're reading that. Brethelwyn, the vintner over at LeMail's Vineyards, has sent us a message of thanks. I wanted to send you a bottle of the wine from LeMail's Vineyard. I thought it would be fitting that you should taste the vintage that you helped prepare. So we'll go ahead and detach it, and okay, yes, a little lag there. Yeah, we'll sell it. It's only 40 copper, but yeah, you know, I don't drink, so. Well, I say that, but I'm actually got some Jello shots in the fridge. Anyway, okay, so next, Brigadier. We need to bring the cask to him. We actually got our bottle before Brigadier got his cask. If we were quicker, that wouldn't have been the case.
Sweet-eyed Melon.
Thank you, Boudreaux, and thank my friend Brethelwyn for knowing my intentions. I understand that Brethelwyn was beset by goblins and that you fought many off to obtain this spirit. Know that it was for a worthy cause. Yes, I will fight goblins to make sure that elves can be drunken whatevers, you know, whatever. Yeah, sure, yeah. That's very important in the scheme of things. I know Soren's about to take over Middle Earth, but elves must get drunk, right? You know, you can't have sober elves.
Sweet-eyed Melon, will you stay a moment?
Okay, so we have a level 9 quest, gift for a friend. Before you leave, Boudreaux, I have one more boon to ask of you. I promised a bottle of last year's vintage to a friend at Dweeland to the north. My labors kept me too busy to fulfill that pledge. I hope that this is not inconvenient, sir. Could you deliver this bottle to Dolan Gill for me? The refuge lies on the road that follows the river north beyond LeMail's Vineyard. If you reach the dwarf port of Kellendul, you have traveled too far north. Perhaps you should make use of the horse from here to Dweeland. Or perhaps I haven't secured that travel location yet. That may not actually be a problem, but you know what? I'm just gonna ride. It's a short distance. Okay, so everything's bringing us to Dweilin. So that quest is in Dweilin, that's in Dweilin, that's in Dweilin, and that's in Dweilin. So, yeah. And I might actually change my my milestone to Dweilin. I know, I always keep my horizon too low. So if you notice, I'm not one of these guys that likes to do this, and you know, that's not me. I'm a WASD kind of guy. And when it comes to attack, I prefer to do it by my numeric keypad, and most people keep their attacks down here. I just got it up here. I'm not worried. That always seems to be a little. You go after that. Don't really need it. Anyway, we have the stable master, which doesn't need collecting, so I could have actually taken the stable master here. And let's go ahead and move our milestone here. So, anyway, I see a quest ring up here. So we have Calangil.
Megovanen.
So, Thunglair has succeeded in driving the darkness back from Thamgalair with your aid. I too have such a task before me, but alas, I have no trinket from Rivendell to aid me. I do not know much of the herbs of this land. I do know much of the herbs of these lands, however, and can mix a draft that should serve to purify these nearby ruins. Will you lend me your aid in this endeavor? Sure.
Mind my words, traveler.
You've decided to help me? Excellent. There's a draft I know the making of that should cleanse the taint from the ruins of Dol Ring West. I have most of the ingredients I need, but there's one remaining herb, a fragrant herb that grows on the shore of the river, running north to south below Dweilin. 'Tis a simple matter to gather it, and I would do so myself, but the brewing is at a delicate stage right now, and I must keep a close eye upon it. Would you gather the herbs I need, Boudreaux? Okay. So, find ourselves heading this way.
Greetings to you.
Splendid. I must admit that I wondered if perhaps Brigadir would come through on his promise. I should have known that he would not forget a friend. This vintage has the promise of aging nicely. Perhaps in some 30 years it will have aged sufficiently. You have my thanks. So you have a nice cloak for it. It's not as good as the one we're wearing, but good enough for selling. And speaking of selling, how about this bowyer right here? I have things to sell. I didn't even make 2 silver for it. There's nothing to repair. I don't think I did any fighting since the last time I did a sell-off. But over here we have two other quest rings. Here's Bregar.
Raise the shadow upon my heart.
My brother wishes to leave Middle-earth, but I believe it is time for us to stand our ground against the shadow growing in the east. With your help, perhaps, Toran will see reason. The Middle-earth which we love will soon face great peril, and we are bound to defend it. I cannot yet sail west.
Will you hear my sorrows?
Toran must know that while I remain behind, I will be ever with him. To do this, I will need your aid. So much of this land has been our shelter and teacher, and our memories are filled with moments of joy and laughter because of this land. Okay, seeing how long we were here. I think perhaps my brother will appreciate this well enough to see me on my journey as he begins his own. In the ruins of Dol Ring West, there lies a sword upon a stone cairn. Born once by a Dunedain, we fought beside in defense of our homeland. I may be able to remind my brother of our duty to Middle-earth. My duties here will not allow me to leave, but I hope you will see the need I have to seal this rift between my brother and me. Will you help me? Sure. And so we will get Bragar's blade, which we can sell. Okay, and
Will you lend me your ear?
I will lend you my ear as long as you give it back in a timely manner. We have a level 9 quest called Evil at Dol Ringwest. Okay. Ancient battles were fought at the ruins of Dol Ringwest, and we had thought the evil purged. Now goblins toil with the ruins and desecrate the memory of the place. I would ask that you do your best to clear the goblins from these ruins. It will ease my heart and perhaps aid my brother Turan to leave in peace. You will find the goblins and residents of Dol Ringwest to the west of Dweeland. Please make your way there and drive these foul creatures from the ruins. So we have 8 goblins to kill. Let's see, plus 6 might or plus 8 vitality. Either will do. That would be a tough decision, actually. I may actually look at my stats before I decide which one to get. And let's see, where's this other? Right here. Okay. So this is the man in charge here in Dweeland.
What can I do for you?
His name is Doringor. Okay. Your news is troubling, Boudreaux. For dwarves to work peacefully with goblins is unusual enough, but to conspire in the abduction of an elf prince seems foolhardy, even for them. I will not call our warriors to arms just yet. Carnival is full of anger, which is to be expected, but as master of Dweeland, it is my duty to exercise restraint. If the dwarves have indeed taken Averthal, we will fall upon them with such fury the mountains shall shake at our passing. But this could also be a trick of the goblins. They would have much to gain from a war between elves and dwarves.
Might you spare a moment of your time?
I might. So anyway, we have a level 11 quest, prologue, The Emissary. I have detached an emissary to the dwarf city of Gondaman to relax the growing tensions between elves and dwarves, but I fear rumor of Averthal's captivity may prove too great a strain for her to ease. Journey north and west along the road to Gondaman and tell Gaelthin what has transpired here. Together, you and she must learn the truth of Averthal's whereabouts and rescue him, if indeed he is a prisoner of the dwarves. I do not wish for a war until we are certain of his fate. If Averthal has been harmed, or we are unable to free him, I will call our warriors to arms, but not before. Okay, so we have a choice of plus 5 maximum power or plus 6 will. Neither one really appeals to me, so we'll just grab one at random. Okay, so we have 4 quests right now. I'm gonna, for now, drop this off our radar. Just kind of take a look here. So yeah, so the main line we'll just kind of drop off for now. So we'll have these 3 quests to work on for now, and the nearest one is to gather these herbs, which will bring us kind of down this hill here. Feeling I'm kind of going the wrong way here, but can we get out of here? Let's see. There. The answer is yes. I have no doubt there's probably an easier way to get back up, though. So anyway, this veil fly is on my butt. Okay, so anyway, they're right in front of us. One of the herbs. Over here, another one. And one more. There we go. Okay, and you know what? We can use the milestone. Oh, hold on. I thought I'd swapped it. Okay, hold on. No. Let's not use that. I thought I'd grabbed the stone to Dweeland. Apparently I hadn't. That's where I was trying to go. So let's remember to grab it when we head back this time. That way we can at least get back from Dolring West when we're through with our goblin hunting there. Okay, so now that is our milestone.
What do you need?
Ah, there, just in time. The last step of the process is to add the herbs you have collected for me. After that, it simply needs to steep for a few minutes, and the draft will be complete.
Stay a moment.
So we have a level 9 quest, Cleansing the Ruins. The draft is ready. All that remains is for it to be sprinkled upon the grounds within the ruins of Dolring West. It will encourage and speed the growth of natural vines that one often finds in such places. So much so that by the end of next spring, the ruins will be buried in a great mass of them. In but a short time, they will reduce the ruins to naught but rubble, returning them to pristine nature once again. To you, I offer the honor of this task, for I find now that I cannot bring myself to destroy the place I once loved so, even in its decrepit state. Pour the draft onto the ground beneath the 2 towers that remain standing amongst the ruins. Time and the forces of nature will do the deed with no further help from us. So we get to choose between Athelas and Celebrant, and since we now have more Athelas and Celebrant, we'll probably go ahead and pick the Celebrant. And Callaghan also has another quest for us. Callaghan, rather.
Stay a moment.
A level 9 quest called A Cause for Concern. My duty to this land will not be complete until the terror that brought ruin here is ousted. Your efforts thus far have been in earnest and prove that you too desire to see the land restored and cleansed of the evil wrought hereon. While in the ruins, I would ask that you seek out the leader of the goblins there, Durglup. He is a particularly nasty goblin and should not be underestimated. You will find this creature within the confines of Dolring West to the west of Dweeland. Return to me when the beast is slain. So we have a choice between 5 agility, 7 vitality. We could definitely use vitality over the power, so yeah, we'll pick that. Okay, so we have 4 quests, all at Dolring West. So let's head that way. And when we get there, we'll have actually visited 4 of the 5 elf ruins that we need for that exploration task. It'll be a long while, really kind of towards the end of our time here at Ered Luin, that we will find the last one, a little tower up towards the northeast, north of Keladul. Okay, so now we've got some fighting to do. 3-on-1, I like those odds. By the time we leave, we'll have killed a lot more than 8 goblins, but that's fine. We do have a Slayer deed for it, so. Okay, we do have a message. Use the cleaning draft here. So this is one of the two places we could use it. Well, hold on. Stay. Oh, I thought I was thinking that you would actually use it, but I guess I have to actually click the symbol there. So we've used it in that place. We have another place to use it. Okay, so we have the cairn that we need to search for a broken sword. So now we have been given the objective to bring the broken sword to Bragar. Okay, so anyway, I probably missed it, but we've been given the message to use the cleaning draft here as well. So we've completed that objective and need to return to Callan-Gil. So actually 3 of these are complete. All that we have left is to defeat Durglip, and guess what? There's Durglip. But also, before we kill Durglip, here's a couple other goblins we need to kill. Okay, so we've actually completed Goblin Slayer, and this is the Goblin Slayer Advanced, so we'll need to kill 60 to complete that. We'll get 10 LOTRO points, 30 marks, 2,000 virtue experience, and 700 reputation with Thorns Hall. We've been given 5 LOTRO points, the title Guardian of Ered Luin, and yeah, that's the deed we just completed. So, anyway, there's Durglip. Bye, Durglip. I'm not supposed to underestimate you, but yeah, you are a little bit tougher than the rest of them, aren't you? I don't even think I lost a hit point. Or, I'm sorry, a morale. So, yeah, you weren't that tough. Anyway, we get us some loot. And let's head on back to Luin. Take a look through our loot here. Okay, this is the letter that we need to bring to Doringer. Okay, which we will do shortly. Just kind of taking a look. +8 fate. I ain't worried about that. What's that bow look like? Not quite as good as ours. And okay, that's all sellable stuff. Since Callaghan's a grocer, we can sell through him. Anyway, it's good to know that the threat posed by this creature is no more. I thank you for your efforts there. I will ever recall your deed this day, Boudreaux. Okay, so we wanted the vitality. So it's usually a little trickier when you're replacing something that you have 2 of. So I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that we replace the right one and do it manually. Okay, so that gives us might and vitality instead of power. So I always like the stats rather than, you know, increasing my power and morale. Okay, so cleansing the ruins. Thank you, Boudreaux. It pains me that I shall never again walk amongst the spires, which I remember from my youth, but better this than to leave Middle Earth with the knowledge that they are a home for creatures of darkness. So we'll pick up our salves.
Will you lend me your ear?
As long as you give it back. So we have the level 14 quest, Glamour's Vigil. As Thinglair sent you to me, so might I ask a final favor of you. Our youngest brother has also taken this onus upon himself and likely requires aid as he has not yet returned to us. If you can help him, I would be grateful. Be warned that the lands of Hoth Lin to the north are considerably more dangerous than our domain, and our brother is likewise of hotter temperament, as befits his task in that place. I last saw him amongst the ruins near the shore of Grimwater, a small lake northeast of the dwarf outpost we call Gondaman. He is likely still there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and kick that off for now. It'll be a while before we get to it. In the meantime, over here we have a sword to return to Bredgar. And we need to tell them that we've defeated our share of goblins there as well. You know, this place is an OSHA safety hazard. Anybody falls off of here, I mean, they're like dead. I don't care if you're elf or not. Okay, so you're immortal unless you fall off this thing. So there needs to be safety railings here. I'm sorry. You guys suck on safety. But,
A shadow is on my spirit.
the memory of that place will always be one of melancholy. Knowing that the goblins have been purged restores a small amount of hope to me, Boudreaux. You have brought a timely resolution with regard to Dol Ringwest, and I thank you. Okay, so we wanted the vitality or the might. Let's see, I was going to look at stats, wasn't I? Okay, so I've got 177 vitality and 109 might. Okay, we'll take the might. I know it's less than a vitality, but they're worth the same, so I'm thinking that's about equivalent. Okay, so anyway, I don't know. Doesn't really matter which one goes.
The sorrows of the Eldar are
This
never
blade means much, broken and dulled as it may be. Alas, the passage of time does little to dull my memories of that battle. Perhaps I have underestimated the importance of brothers. Okay, so
Will you stay a moment and learn of my troubles?
we now have our deed to complete for Ered, hero of Ered Luin. This is our final quest deed, which will, once we complete it, it will be the first of the deeds contributing to the meta deed for Ered Luin. We will get 15 LOTRO points, 30 marks, 4,000 virtue experience, and 700 increased reputation with Thorn's Hall. For completing that, we've been given our 10 LOTRO points for doing that middle deed there. And here's the deed we just completed and what we got for it. So just kind of look. Yeah, we're working on determination, and we're well on our way to having it kind of maxed out. So anyway, we have a new quest, level 11, called Now is Found. I did not think that the sight of this blade would move me so. This belonged to a friend of ours, a Dunedain named Thoram. He died helping us to defend Dol Ringwest many long years ago. We buried him and built a cairn where he fell in honor of his sacrifice. Perhaps Toran is right. There are many harsh memories here. In the West, we would be free of such pain. His sword deserves a better home, away from the goblins that loot the dead. Bring it to Langles at Thrassy's Lodge, north of here along the road, and west of Kellandul. He is a ranger of the north, and will keep well the history of his kinsmen. I will send word to my brother, so we will get food for doing this. Okay, so anyway, just to kind of look at the quests. Okay, so let's head up that way. So anyway, I could take the I might be able to take the stable master, but I'm gonna take a little trot up there. It's not too far either. Okay, so
Well met, friend.
the stable master has now been found. So anyway,
What can I do for you?
greetings, good hobbit. Bragar sent this, did he? I've heard the story of Thoram and will honor his memory. The recovery of Thoram's sword must have arisen from Toron and Bragar's debate. It has long been a concern of mine that they might leave Middle-earth during these dangerous times. Give this to Bragar with my thanks. It may prove useful in convincing his brother to remain. So we have a scroll to bring to Bragar. So anyway, I don't really see this. Is that the... Okay, well that's Dorgan's letter. We need to bring to Gaelfin. Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
sorry
anyway.
to trouble you, but will you help me?
An elf named Pinglir gave this beautiful bow, but now I've gone and lost. Gave me this beautiful bow, but now I've gone and lost it. Or more to the point, it was stolen from me. So, anyway, you say he was an elf, so I guess you're a human. You know what? I'm going to save your quest for later. And Thrassi.
I would be grateful for your assistance.
You would, but I'll do your quest later as well. So anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and back to Dweeland. So I'm what, an hour and 27 minutes in, so I'm thinking I want to kind of end this quest, but I want to try and get all of the elfly things done before I start heading to the dwarf side over near Thorn's Gate and start working on the quest from the other direction. So anyway, getting this done, this Bragar and Toron quest line kind of out of the way, something that I want to do. Okay, so
Grey is the shadow on my heart.
what is this? A gift from Langlass? Bragar unrolls the scroll. The Lay of Nimrodel? How could Langlass see this while my eyes remained blind? This is the Lay of Nimrodel, and Amroth who loved her. A storm took Amroth's ship out to sea before Nimrodel could join him, and Nimrodel herself was lost in the mountains to the south upon her journey to the haven of Ethelion in the Bay of Belphilas. Neither were seen again. Okay, so I'm just going to pick some food at random to be a
Might you
gift.
spare them time?
So now it is our job to bring the Lay of Nimrodel to Toron at Kellendam. Langlass has indeed done me a great boon by sending this with you. The Lay of Nimrodel is a sad story which has bearing upon our plight. Please bring the scroll to Toron and have him read this passage. Bragar places a mark beside a stanza and hands you the scroll. If this does not make him understand, then we are fated to part. Okay? And so with that, I think we will take the stable master back to Kellendam. And then we'll take, by then hopefully the milestone will have reset. And we can take it back here.
Hail, friend, and well met.
What time it is here. Okay. Turn some lights on here. Since I notice that it's dark out.
The sorrows of the Eldar are never ending.
Does Bragar still endeavor to turn aside my path? The elf's eyes widen as he reads the scroll. And cursed the faithless ship that bore him far beyond Nimrodal. Though it is a sad tale, this was ever a favorite of mine. It tells of Amroth and Nimrodal, their parting, and the coming of much sadness to Lothlorien, home of our kindred. Bragar was right. There is much to be done here before we go. I will not carry my pain aboard the white ships and bring it to the west. Thank you for helping me to understand, Boudreaux. Okay, so actually, I don't think we even need to go back to Dweeland. Now would be a good time to go ahead and
What
catch.
can I do for you?
A swift horse to Thorn's Gate, and once we get there, I'll probably go ahead and just end this video. So let's see. I believe we've actually already been here because we went to we tried to go to the skirmish camp here and couldn't find what we needed to find. But anyway, I'm going to start doing the quests here on the next video. For now, I'd like to thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.